All right, it's time for another reaction video right here from the Sea Champagne Radio Show. This time we are following the Nightwish catalog. Oceanborn is the album. That is their second album. We're so glad that you have decided to join us for this particular video. It is their second album, first album technically, because the first album was supposed to be a demo, never to be released, but then they did, and that's what I found out so far about the band. Now, of course, for those people that like to give me spoilers, try not to. Okay, try not to. I don't want a spoiler. I want to do honest reactions. I want to react to this thing, when this, I researched the record, I got the record, the whole 9 yards, put it on, started reading about it, started reading all the liner notes, started reading the background, started reading interviews about the album, started doing all this stuff. I'm trying to find, I don't want to know what's coming. It's like the movie, right? I haven't even heard Nightwish's new record yet. Okay, and I'm excited to hear it. I want to hear it, but I didn't think it was fair for me to move forward without moving backwards since I didn't know about this band. We have so many fans that are Nightwish crazy, and I'm becoming one of them, especially on the musical side. But since I went back and had to listen to Tarja, and I'm not trying to dog her, I'm really not, but I am going to talk about this album and some of the things I did and did not like from that young lady. First, let's start with what I loved. Sleeping Sun. Fantastic song. She sang it extremely well, and this is the kind of music that she can do well. Stargazers. Love that song. Obviously, the opening track, just pounding. Juka's just killing it. The guitar player's crunching it. And the vocal came, and now I'm disappointed because I think this music here should have been done by a male singer. Now, that's me personally. I can't help what I feel. Maybe it's Tarja, maybe it's her voice, maybe it's the tone of her voice. I don't know. I'm just saying that, to me, I'm hearing a guy crunch and scream and power this stuff out and not this operatic girl doing it. But I can understand why they might have chosen her because, they were friends. They know each other. And sometimes in business, you go with a friend and you hope it works out. But usually it never does. Obviously, it didn't. I know she's not in the band now. We know Floor, the wonderful savior of the band, so everyone says. And I haven't heard. I just know the other singers. I just think a man should be singing this stuff. That's just me personally. But anyways, this kind of sounded like a fantasy record to me. There was a lot of songs on there like Moon Dance that I really loved the instrumental version, and it actually inspired me to do something, which I'm going to get to in just a minute. But first, let me go back to Kerrang! Magazine, which everybody says is, the shizzle dizzle, if you will. And this is what Tomas said. He said, "We were all such amateurs when it came to recording. We really didn't know what we were doing, so we just were experimenting with a lot of different things. We even brought in the string trio who were complete shit." That's a quote from him. I didn't say it. He said it. And then he said another, and then we had more. We had 20 tracks of violin on Moon Dance. I didn't hear 20 tracks. Maybe I need a better equipment. But, I think my equipment's okay. Really do. But I didn't hear it. Maybe I need to readjust my EQ. I don't know. But I love the song Moon Dance, and Moon Dance actually inspired me to do something because of Tarja's voice. And I invite you to join me in this experiment if you have the capability of doing so. Drop her vocal. Kill the vocal on every song and make them all instrumentals. And I'm going to tell you, when I did that, my appreciation for the musicianship in this band went from here, which was already up pretty good, to above the screen. The musicianship was just absolutely phenomenal on a song I can't pronounce. Was it Gethsemane or, you know which one I'm talking about. It's track 2. The piano was absolutely outstanding. When the vocal comes in, you don't hear some of the parts because the vocal's the dominating feature. So I did this and listened to the album instrumentally, and I loved it more than I did with her singing. Now, is that a knock on Tarja? Probably. Probably is. But I when you have such great music, I mean, obviously these guys are like up there. And Tomas really shined to me on this record. I mean, some of the parts that the intricacy, the syncopation, it was just absolutely masterful. I mean, really, and the drums. And I told you, I'm a Juka fan. I haven't, Kai is supposedly this guy. I haven't gotten to hear him yet, really, all the way. So I'm got to hang on to Juka as long as I can here, because we're back in 1998, in December of 98, when the album came out. That's 22 years ago. I tried to put myself back in this thing, and this was a very innovative breakthrough record for this style of music back then. That's 22 years ago. Really. I mean, and in fact, I think Loudwire or Blabbermouth, as I was doing my research, voted it the 17th greatest power metal album of all time in 2017. That's saying a lot. I can't put it up that high, but they did. And I'm not really sure what power metal is anyways. Because there's so many genres of music out there. I get lost in what's hard rock, what's progressive rock, what's symphonic rock, what's power rock, what's alternative rock, what's heavy metal, what's ska, what's this, what's that. There's so many rock genres out there. I'm just, I can't keep up with every freaking single genre. It's almost like they put them out there so everybody can win a prize. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, remember, if you're old like me, back then it was just rock music. Then they went into hair bands and grunge, and it seems like everybody had to branch off so everybody could have a number one record. If you look at the charts these days, if you try to punch up charts, there's like 50 charts. There used to be 5. Now there's like 50. I mean, that's insane. Who could keep up with everything, right? Well, anyway, let's get back to the record. I liked it, but it wasn't like, oh my God, this is the greatest record of all time for me. Sleeping Sun is Tarja's best work to date, but I've only heard 2 albums. So give me a break if you're going to barbecue me in the comments. The Sacramento of the Wilderness I thought was a good song, but I really liked the record better when I dropped the vocal, and I really enjoyed the musicianship from these guys. Impu's good. He's good. He's really good. Tomas Shine, though, on this record, he was the guy. I can understand why they say he's the genius, because he shined on this record. To me, he did. A lot more than the other members. I'm going Tomas, then I'm going Juka, then I'm going Empu on this thing. Now, I read the liner notes. They brought in all these musicians. I mean, sure, the core of the band is the same, but I mean, there's a line of musicians that are just all over this thing. Obviously, what Tomas said, they brought in this trio of strings, this, that, and the other. He said it seemed strange to him that this became a breakthrough album, because back at the time, music was so funny. It was really operatic, this record. And when you look at the pictures, they look pretty horrific. So he's dogging this record. I guess when you're a perfectionist, which I think he is, you criticize, you tend to criticize your work a little bit harder than somebody else does. I'm not criticizing the record hard. I'm just saying I think there should be a male vocalist doing this hard symphonic kind of rock. Now, I know there are bands out there, and some of you might say, hey, well, you should listen to this and you should listen to this. I'll get around to it. But my focus is a promise I made, and that is to go through the entire Nightwish catalog, have a musical discussion about this record. So if you guys are commenting, first, like the video. If you like the video, then it gets spread around, and we appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We encourage you to do that. And then let's talk about this record. I want to hear and be educated from the Nightwish Army, if you will, on what they think of the record. Am I right about Tarja? Has anyone else done the instrumental of this record like I did? Has anyone else had a thought about a male singer? Is it, do you think Sleeping Sun's the best song on the record, which is mellow? It's a mellow, for a power rock record, it's pretty mellow. Moondance is very interesting. I really like Moondance. I know that, some people might freak on that, but for some reason, I don't know, something about Moondance, I don't know. I just kind of like that song, that Jessamy song, track 2, if I can pronounce it right, which I probably can't. And you guys forgive me for this. You got to remember, I'm from the United States. I'm just a country boy out here listening to rock and roll music, having a good old time with my friends on YouTube. with an R&B background. I mean, I'm passionate about rock. I love rock music. I would love for it to be more prominent in today's society. It isn't. If you watch my live show that I did just recently, we talk about Floor doing something other than Nightwish, which she came out and said that. And we discussed that, and I'll tell you my thoughts on Floor. Maybe I'll just take an excerpt and make a little clip of that. Otherwise, you can watch that full radio show, which we did, which is kind of fun. I really enjoyed that. For those people that participated in that, thank you so much, Michael, for doing that. And I got your list of bands to listen to from other countries. I'll get to it as soon as I can. But, you know, I'm a busy guy. We're trying to keep this YouTube channel alive. I want to thank everybody who's watched the record, but I really want to hear from you. Please have the courage of your convictions to educate and enlighten me on this particular record, how you feel about it. Did the other singers perform songs off it? Was it better? Did you like it more? I want to know everything there is to know because this is a fascinating band to me. It's interesting music. Prog rock would be probably what I would call it, but the syncopation, as a drummer, I love busy stuff. I mean, I do because it's fun to play. I mean, it's just fun to play, man. I mean, it's just fun. All those different tempos, and I mean, juke is like, I mean, he's juking it. He's got the right name for a drummer, man. This guy is juking it, And obviously, he's underrated because when people talk about greatest drummers of all time, his name doesn't come up. It's always Neil Peart, But this guy should be up there. I mean, from what I'm hearing, he's a monster. There's so many drummers out there, I guess, that don't get the recognition that they deserve, but he's one of them. He should get it. At least he's going to get it from me. And Tomas is coming way up there in my musicianship standpoint there. Hopefully, I will like more songs from Nightwish from the Tarja era, and when that ends, when I find out when the era ends, and don't tell me, don't spoil me, when the era ends, I'm going to go back, listen to some live performances of her doing these Nightwish songs, kind of compare it to the studio version. We're going to do this whole Nightwish thing, and I'm very excited about it. In the meantime, I want to thank you so much for listening. God bless all of you. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Let's move rock and roll, especially Nightwish, up to the top of the line, guys. Make it everywhere we go, because this band has got a lot of promise from me, and I'm only in 1998. I got a long way to go, don't I? In the meantime, peace, love, take care, everyone.